A flashback scene of Tula Harkonnen's shocking massacre of dozens of House Atreides members in Dune. Prophecy Episode 3 Sisterhood above all ended with the betrayal of her love interest, Ori Atreides. Dune. Prophecy is a 6-part series based on the 2012 novel Sisterhood of Dune, which was written by original Dune author Frank Herbert's son, Brian, and Kevin J. Anderson. The story takes place more than 10,000 years before the rise of Paul Atreides, which is chronicled in Denis Villeneuve's Dune, 2020, and Dune, Part 2, 2024. Dune. Prophecy reveals the origins of the powerful shadow sisterhood known as the Bene Gesserit and how they manipulated the fate of humankind. Dune. Prophecy Episode 1 The Hidden Hand introduced Emily Watson's Valia Harkonnen, a fierce and calculated leader, and her biological sister, Tula Harkonnen. Dune. Prophecy Episode 2 reveals what happened to Lila and her grandmother, Reverend Mother Dorothea, after Tula and Valia Harkonnen encouraged her to prematurely endure a life-threatening ritual known as the Agony. In Dune. Prophecy Episode 3, Tula takes Lila's life into her own hands after she apparently died during the Agony ritual and tries to resurrect her through the use of forbidden technology. Years before, Tula enacted revenge on House Atreides for the death of her brother, Griffin. How Tula killed the House Atreides members in Dune. Prophecy Episode 3. Tula poisoned all the Atreides, saving Ori for last. Dune Prophecy Season 1 EP 3-29 Image via Max. Valia and Tula Harkonnen dedicated their lives to avenging their family name and their brother Griffin's death, who was presumably killed by Vorian Atreides. This further fueled their hatred for House Atreides and Vorian, who had previously accused a Harkonnen of cowardice after the Battle of Corin. While Valia went off to train with the Sisterhood, Tula concealed her true identity and fell in love with Ori Atreides on the Atreides' home planet of Caladan. Ori and Tula had met at a market where Ori sparked up a conversation and asked Tula to marry him only months later. Tula seems to accept Ori's marriage proposal but reveals herself to be a Harkonnen, which devastates Ori. Ori steps outside to see many members of his family dead before Tula kills him to avenge Griffin's death based on Valia's orders. Tula kills Ori with a relatively painless and swift poison after poisoning and killing more than 24 Atreides members. After Tula kills Ori, she spares a young Atreides boy who could very well be Kieran. She looks up to the top of a cliff and sees a mythical black bull, which is representative of her Harkonnen family name. Tula killed all the Atreides via poison, including Ori. The mythical bull arrives to bear witness and remind Tula of her family name. Why Tula killed Ori and his family? Did Valia make her do it? Tula carried out Valia's vision by killing Atreides members. Dune Prophecy Season 1 EP 3-37 Image via Max. Before Griffin's death in Dune Prophecy Episode 3, he reveals to his family that he is heading out to Zimia. Zimia is the main city of the Corino home planet of Salusa Secundus. Griffin wanted to visit because Landsraad, or the body that represented all the great houses, accepted his petition to secure a better whale fur trade deal on his home planet of Lankavale. While he's in Zimia, Griffin sets out to track down and face Vorian Atreides, who Valia blames for dishonouring House Harkonnen. It's implied that Griffin did face Vorian like Valia wanted him to and died for doing so. The series implies that Vorian killed Griffin, but based on the Sisterhood of Dune book, he actually refused to fight him. Griffin was still killed while in Zimia, which is why Valia blames Vorian. After Tula returns from Caladan, she sends a cryptic message to her sister while she's training with Mother Reverend Superior Ruquella and the Sisterhood. Valia understands its meaning at once and immediately returns home to confirm that news with her sister. While Tula is deeply remorseful, it's clear that Valia had orchestrated the plot for her to kill the Atreides and trick Ori into falling in love with her so she could get close enough to take them all out. Was Tula ever in love with Ori? She certainly had feelings but didn't know him for very long. Dune Prophecy Season 1 EP 3-27 Image via Max. Based on Tula's deep sense of sorrow for betraying Ori Atreides, it appears that she did start to fall in love with him before she ultimately killed him. Tula was fortunate that all she had to do was win over Ori's affection to gain access to his private Atreides camp without raising suspicion, making it a relatively easy task for her to poison the entire group and get away unscathed. Tula's intimate scenes with Ori feel genuine and honest, and she truly mourns Ori's death after she takes his life once she reveals her true identity. It seemed like Ori was willing to overlook her Harkonnen background, but that didn't change Tula's plan. Tula chose to sacrifice what could have been a loving relationship and future with Ori in the name of avenging her Harkonnen family name. It's evident that Tula is the favorite child in the eyes of their mother, which places all of the blame for the Atreides massacre on Valia's scheming even though Tula was the one who did it. It's easy to blame Valia for seemingly coming up with the idea in the first place, but, despite the protective views of her mother, Tula was just as if not more responsible than Valia for Ori's death and the Atreides massacre. If Tula truly loved Ori, she probably would not have been able to go through with it, but they had only known each other for a handful of months. The Harkonnen family's reaction to Tula's massacre explained. Valia's family blames her for Tula's killings and Griffin's death. Valia is hated by everyone in her family besides Tula because they blame her for Griffin's death, much like she blames Vori and Atreides for it. Similarly to Tula, who can seemingly do no wrong in her mother's eyes, Griffin was also believed to be a victim of Valia's dangerous and aggressive strategies toward revenge against House Atreides. Valia's mother and family have no desire to avenge the Harkonnen name and legacy as Valia does. They see her obsessive efforts for vengeance as greed and needless ambition. It's ironic that Valia is only trying to restore the Harkonnen status in the Imperium, but her family doesn't seem to care about that at all. Griffin and Tula both believed in Valia's vision and supported her the best that they could. Valia's family, however, saw Valia as a menace who brought nothing but trouble and misfortune to their family. Even after Valia nearly kills her own mother using the voice in Dune, Prophecy Episode 3, Tula still comes to her aid and joins the sisterhood with her. In these flashback scenes, Tula is certainly impressionable and eager to make Valia proud, which is a relationship they continue to share during the present-day timeline. It will be interesting to see whether the power dynamic will change between the biological sisters and how Valia plans to use her aging uncle Evenji in future episodes of Dune, Prophecy.